The stats indicate that I play like a scratch inside 100 yards. Let's see if that's the case. I'll start with an example of hitting the ball poorly. Really poorly.
Yikes.
And I'm in for it, because this is my opponent Dre. Dre is a scratch golfer, and on the first hole, he's firing darts.
Go in the hole. Oh. Nice. You do see a lot of break in it.
If I'm to have a chance against Dre today, I'll need to be very good at cleaning up when I miss greens like this. That's a good effort there. And Dre just misses his 6-footer for birdie. We'll both clean up for par, and we'll keep track of our raw scores, and we'll play match play as well.
Okay, so 95. Our first swing of the day was atrocious. Let's take a golf swing this time.
I know my swing is unconventional.
That's 2 clubs short. It's 2 clubs short. Oh, it's on the green.
But the results are all that matter. That's a gorgeous looking swing.
Literally, you set your ball.
And we'll both have the same result. My long lag putt for birdie rolls just a bit by the hole, and Dre's is going at it. And just like on one, we'll both clean up for par. The third hole is the same distance as the last two, and I'm finally finding a good swing. And while I have you, I want to encourage all of you to play courses at this length. A lot of people criticize short courses or courses that are too easy or hard. But the fact is, if you can tidy your game up in this area, you'll play off single digit very quickly.
So I learned a bit from that one. It is gonna dive. I wouldn't have made that without yours.
Striking a putt with confidence after getting a read off your opponent is a skill you can bring right back to the main course.
Go in! Oh.
I thought you had a hole in one.
Pitch and putt also allows you to work on shots like this. A lot of players are terrified of these 50-yard pitches, but I do them so much at pitch and putt that I relish them on the main course.
Simmer, 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 simmer.
Dre hammers that one by.
I think I'm gonna have to take the read from you.
He'll still put a confident stroke on this one.
Oh, that was a good putt too. That's good.
It's not quite meant to be, and now it's my turn. Bad putt,
Wonder if I pulled that.
and I did pull it.
So right of the flag, 60 some odd yards. We're gonna play. It's 80 on the card.
Dre's caddying for me because I actually haven't played Kensington pitch and putt before. I hit it where he told me to, but it stops just a hair short. This one is right on it.
Go in, baby. Go in.
This putt is downhill, but less downhill than it looks, I think. Okay.
Gotta make this putt now.
Maybe pitch and putt also makes you more mentally resilient on the real course. There is a full marching band going on behind me, and I roll a pretty good putt that I'll knock in for par. And poor Dre just can't find one yet, and he'll settle for par as well.
Chunk.
Bad shot.
Chunk and run. Maybe go into the hole. Maybe go in. Oh!
It will actually wind up at the back of the green. And here's Dre's effort. It lands short, bounces right, and then bounces back to the left.
Go in. Dre is 1 foot for birdie.
Dre looks poised to tie up the match. And I put a good roll on that,
It was tracking, wasn't it?
but it doesn't quite get there.
All right.
And check this out. Nerves are a real thing, especially in front of the camera. And poor Dre will just have to keep being patient. This hole has an intimidating green.
That was so bad.
It gets the better of me, and Dre as well. This will give you an idea of the slope of this green. And after Dre taps in for par, you'll get a better look at it from my angle.
Good 3. This is a terrifying putt. Straight line to the holes there. I'm going about here.
The toughest part about this putt is that you have to match your line and pace.
Stop.
I do a pretty good job of it, and we'll clean up for par. 80's my favorite number. I either bunt a gap wedge, or in this case, hit a full sand wedge. That one's bang on, and Dre's is pushed a bit to the right, but it's also bang on the number. They'll come eventually, Dre. And even though mine is only 3 feet, it has a bit of movement, and I'm happy to make it.
So this says 110, and this wedge only goes 100, but I think it's okay.
That's me trying to get everything I can out of my gap wedge, and it's not quite going to make it.
Nope.
Dre wasn't happy with that one, but it actually works out. I've had a solid front 9, and the last thing I want to do is try to get cute here and make a double. I get it on the green. And Dre hits a good little chip, and he'll be able to knock it in for par. And I'm going for a bogey-free front, but it's not quite meant to be,
Yeah.
and I'll settle for bogey.
All right, come on back.
And these cards aren't terribly dissimilar on the front. Dre hit a few more greens than I did, but we both had about the same amount of poor shots. The difference, as always, is with the flat stick. Dre has the honor for the first time today, and unfortunately hits his worst shot of the day. 110 is more than I can get out of a gap wedge, and I'm actually not too disappointed.
Oh,
Dre might have been trying to be a bit cute.
just a putt with the sand wedge. Ooh, that wasn't very good.
We're both going to have some work. And Dre leaves his just a bit above the hole, and will knock in for bogey. That's not my best either.
60-yard draw.
This is a funky one, and I'm not quite sure how to play it. I'm lucky that I get to watch Dre hit his first.
Yeah. Is there like a big canted slope there? I think your ball is a good target.
I'm uncomfortable,
Oh, I didn't hit it.
which always leads to poor swings.
Wow, you're tighter than it appeared, but man, that's a hard putt.
This is another green that's a bit more treacherous to look at in person, but luckily it's rolling at about a 7 on the stint meter. And Dre finally gets it.
Crazy, you've missed a 1-footer and then drained that.
Dre will keep the honor with a great birdie there. This one's all over it. And this one isn't my best swing.
Oh, I kind of steered that. It's not going to get there. Oh, it did get there.
You know what? I have a good one.
He said he saw it. He said he saw it, and then he drained it. Wow. So I don't know if my camera caught all that. Dre was just standing over a 30-footer and says, and I've never heard him say this. He goes, I have a feel for this one. This one's going in the hole.
Dre's reeled it back to even par, and I can't quite get back under par, missing that one a bit high. This one's downhill into a downhill green.
I'm almost thinking I should just hit the hard sand wedge. Yeah, I would much rather be swinging hard here than swinging soft.
And this club selection allows me to take a full swing, hoping that it will hit and stop. And it does.
That's fine.
One pace short of the green.
If they had the greens here even running like 9, this would be a hard golf course. From like here down. Yeah, but it's tough because you got to get it to there.
That's a good effort.
Nice.
I don't want Dre running away.
Didn't kill it, but also didn't baby it.
Yeah,
That's
that-
the problem. You don't want to baby it.
I was more worried about babying it because I was like, having your putt is better than being 6 feet above the hole.
For 3 in a row. Oh.
We're getting down to the wire, and what a great time to put pressure on ourselves on these little 40-yarders.
I have a new name for this, the 57 degree. It's not a sand wedge, it's not a lob wedge, it's a slob wedge.
I still don't quite know the distances with my slob wedge. And here, despite taking my time, I just don't get it quite the right number. It hits on the front of the green and stops.
No, it's not.
And I'll have to rely on the flat stick to bail me out. That puts Dre back under pressure. And he hits a defensive putt from above the hole and taps in for par. I've got the honor back, and I hit a gem here with my sand wedge.
I like this a lot, Adam.
Go in the hole.
Mine's right at the pin, and I'm balancing my range with great shots and chunks.
Long.
Dre also has a good look, and it's just a few revolutions short.
Oh, this is a tough little one.
This one's actually breaking a bit, and I give it respect. Bingo, and we're off to another 90-yarder.
Really? Oh yeah. Stop.
I'm actually lucky it holds there. And Dre tells me that he always misses this one just a hair long.
Like this every time on this hole.
I'll putt this one with a wedge again. This time to much better results.
Thanks. That was just a little too much to putt through, it felt like.
Dre has another look at birdie, but leaves it just a hair low.
Breaking par is old. I mean, breaking par anywhere. Mini golf.
Yeah.
Breaking par is hard, and now it's in my head.
But I've got work to do. Don't. Okay, 70 yards. Just a little one.
Ka-chunk.
Chunk. Big time chunk. Sit. Go. That's step one for you coming back.
I've given Dre an opportunity to come back now. And he doesn't waste it.
Alrighty, it's a match, folks. I might even pull it here just for the camera.
It's my longest putt of the day, and I gave it a pretty good belt, but it's still short.
Oh, we are. Yeah, that's a tough putt.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Dre now for the two-stroke swing.
Oh no.
I'll be one up in stroke play and all square in the match going into 18.
Yep. It all comes down to this. Dre's within one. 65 here.
I'll let you watch how this one plays out on the tee. That's not Dre's best, and I'm up.
You're putting. Okay, you need me to lose. But I'm not going to lose. Just hit a little 60-yarder.
I'm not a scratch golfer.
That was so pathetic. Under pressure. So pathetic.
You get your heart rate monitor on?
Oh my goodness. Playing like a mental midget down the stretch here. Definitely going to take a second here.
It all comes down to this, and it hops on me a bit.
So bad.
Dre is going for it.
Ooh, he went for it. Make a putt and it's over.
That's all I have to do, and I do. Dre just putting for pride now. That about summarizes the kind of day he's had with the putter. The back nine was more equal. We each had 2 birdies and 2 bogeys, and I'll go home getting to say that I beat a scratch.